Robert Plank Show, Episode 33, Membership Cube 3.0, the ultimate membership site plan to create an autopilot income. How's it going? It's Robert Plank. I would like to personally, not impersonally, but personally welcome you to today's exciting training called The Robert Plank Show. We're going to talk about membership sites, and real quick, you know what I was just thinking? If you're the kind of person who knows a lot, right? If you're a really advanced expert marketer, you know all the stuff, your trouble is implementing, then go ahead and shoot me an email at robert@robertplank.com. And here's the thing, is that we have a program called Platinum. And there is a web page for it. There is a sales letter for it. I'm not going to give it to you on this call. But the thing is, if you're the kind of person where you find you've bought a lot of stuff, maybe you even have an existing business, you need help, one-on-one help to get it off the ground, then we have a program called Platinum. And pretty much you shoot me an email, we'll get you on the phone for free. We'll talk about your business, what you need help with. And so with this program called Platinum, you basically get all of our products, our membership sites, our plugins, all that for free. And then we meet with you once a month, record the session, and knock out what needs to be knocked out. And so the reason I brought this up is, one of our most favorite Platinum students, we mention them all the time, there's a few, but the one that stands out is our best friend, Dr. Charles. And he mentioned to me the other day, he said, the reason why he went from 6 figures a year before he met us as a plastic surgeon to 6 figures a month after he met us, which is once he began implementing and building his own online business, doing the things we showed him and told him, was membership sites and webinars. That's it. That's low-hanging fruit. Out of all the different little tiny things you could look at, direct mailing or using this shopping cart or sending out with that autoresponder, the biggest boost for him, membership sites and webinars. So membership sites, well, here's the thing, is it doesn't mean you have to charge someone $5, $10 a month. A membership site is a website where someone can become a member. When you join Facebook, Facebook itself is a membership site, even though it's free. And so there's tons of sites out there where maybe you pay one time, but you can always go back and log in. And so the thing about membership sites is, well, let's think about this for a second. Let's say that you actually do want to sell something low ticket. That's fine. You sell like a $50 plugin, $47 WordPress plugin. Well, in order to actually make any decent money off that, you need to sell thousands of them, right? We have a plugin called Backup Creator, which allows you to backup and clone a WordPress site, currently powering 84,015 sites. 84,000 sites. And now, that doesn't mean we have 84,000 customers, but you do the math. If everyone on average has 3 sites or 5 sites, we have thousands of customers. And there's a cheap version and an expensive version, and believe it or not, overwhelmingly, most people take the expensive version. So with all those sales and all that stuff, how are we going to keep all that straight? If we have tens of thousands of people, how many are logging in every day? Hundreds, thousands? I don't know. So in order to manage all those people, manage if somebody refunds or cancels or lost their password, there's no possible way we could manage that just by having a regular web page out there. So we use this thing called a membership site. I'll tell you which tools we use for that in a second. So membership sites, and then this thing called webinars, right? And I'm not going to touch Google Hangouts. There's this thing called Google Hangouts where you basically show your web camera and it always looks like crap. What we like to do is use a service called GoToWebinar, and so this thing called a webinar means that you can invite people to a future live session you're going to be doing. You decide it's going to be on this date and time, on this subject. Here's the form to sign up. People sign up, and they get these emails telling them when it's coming up. When it does come up, you click a button, and it shows your computer screen. And people can also hear your voice live. So it means that on your computer screen, throw on a web page, throw on a slideshow, throw on a PowerPoint, doodle on the screen, show a piece of software, works in any niche. And so the thing about this thing called webinar is, I'm sure you could find an hour to grow your business somewhere in there, right? Just spend an hour less on Facebook each week. If you have 1 hour, you can do amazing things. Because you can do this thing called a webinar class. If you have it in there for a product or membership site, even something high ticket, then you can go and record these sessions live, right? And you can say, well, here's my upcoming class on podcasting. Here's my upcoming class on real estate. Price tag $9.97. And then, of course, for $1,000, you're going to have to I mean, it's not like you want to like pile in a bunch of crap, but you can't just have a 5-minute video for $1,000. You have to pile in something to give it some kind of substance there, right? And so even with that, I mean, you need to have membership sites just to hold all those videos, but to create the videos, you do these things called live webinars. You say, I'm going to sell access to this class. It's going to be 8 weeks. Here's the sessions. People join. They get maybe a little bonus or some software up front or quick start video, and then when it comes time to do that first module, that first session, you show up, you deliver it, you deliver your PowerPoints, you demonstrate, you show what's going to happen, give them an assignment, a challenge, homework at the end, and then post that video replay in the members area. And I mean, the cool thing about our Platinum program is it includes our Membership Cube course. It includes our Webinar Crusher course. It includes the software to power all this, so you can just join the one program and do it. And if you ever get stuck, then that's just part of what we cover during that 1-hour weekly meeting we do with you. So, I mean, webinar class is pretty cool. And then the other cool thing about webinars is, I mean, let's say that you do that class and it's a huge hit, and then, okay, well, it's just sitting there. I mean, you need to get some new fresh buyers into that site, right? You need to get some new people paying you money. So then what you can do is once the class is over, you just allocate that 1 hour you would have spent teaching the class. I mean, you don't want to go on forever. I mean, 8 modules is good. 8 modules for, how to sell and flip a house, how to learn a language, how to play guitar. 8 modules of an hour each. I mean, that's pretty dang impressive, right? That's pretty good, especially if you could have milestones and homework assignments in there and all that good stuff. So you do those, and once that's done, you need to get new members. So what you can do is just every week that you're not teaching a paid class, do a free pitch session. We call it a pitch because it's a little different than a paid class. We like to keep it to about an hour. We like to teach for 45 minutes and then pitch hard for the final 15 minutes. So you show, I mean, you can show the whole thing, but you just show whatever will fit into 45 minutes. You definitely can't give them the whole entire big picture. And we can show them, we can focus more on the results, or on what's possible, or on more of an overview, or more of what we got out of it on the pitch webinar, keeping that in mind, because we don't want to give away all of our secret sauce. We do want to give away more than most people, right? Moving the free line, if you've heard of that. So we do a thing called a pitch webinar and just do one a week. And if you have 4 products or 4 things to sell, or even if one of those is an affiliate program, or if one of those is a mastermind or a coaching program, and only one is a high-ticket product, and maybe another one is a low-ticket product, which was just a piece pulled out of that membership site, that's another pitch you can do, and just add that to the rotation. So if you only have 4 things to sell, well, then every month you're just pitching the same 4 things. It's a matter of, okay, this week, what's hot? What are people talking about in my marketplace? And so, Dr. Charles, 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month from membership sites and webinars. We're going to talk about membership sites today. So 3 quick thoughts, no time to unpack them. Let me just give them to you. The first one is that it's scientifically proven that you run out of decision-making power throughout the day. So it's better for you to do things early on. Pretty simple. The next thing, multitasking is a myth. So instead of having all your balls in the air, just do your 4 daily tasks, 3 tasks that are 45 minutes each, 1 task that's 15 minutes each. And the good news is if you join us in membershipcube.com, we give you access to a Facebook group where all we do in this group is post our 4 tasks. And the funny thing about this group too is, we don't talk about anything else in this Facebook group. That's it. We just post our 4 things. And everyone abbreviates them, so it's not like we're giving away all these secrets. And the funny thing, too, is if we notice that someone hasn't been posting in a while, Lance and I will put someone on notice. We'll say, all right, these people need to post this week. If you don't post this week, you'll get kicked out. And people are so afraid to get kicked out of a group where all we do is post our tasks that they'll go and post their tasks. It's kind of funny. But anyway, 4 daily tasks, 3 45s, 1 15. The final one is to crawl before you run. The best membership plugin for you to use is the one that's working. The best WordPress theme for you to use is the one that's working. The best autoresponder shopping cart, the best of all those are just the one that works. And I come across so many people who, it's natural to have all your stuff scattered around, right? It's natural to have your payments being taken over at PayPal, and then have an affiliate program using Post Affiliate Pro, an autoresponder using Aweber. Then you have your membership site over there using WordPress and Wishlist Member. Then you have your sales that are using WordPress and Paper Template, and that's fine. And yeah, there's different places where you have to log in different areas, and maybe you'll have another service for like recording your stats like Google Analytics, and then maybe you might decide, okay, well, then maybe I'll hire someone to call my customers or hire someone else to send out snail mail. And so yeah, you'll have different places to log in, and I like to use RoboForm so that I can just click a button and it saves all my logins. And we come across people who they have all this scattered. They say, I'm going to unify everything. I'm going to run a real business. And then they move everything to say something like Office Autopilot, right? And they cancel their autoresponder, cancel their hosting, cancel their shopping cart, and they spend 6 months to a year moving to this whole system that has supposedly everything, right? Well, until they're stuck, and until they realize that it has like 9 out of the 10 things they want, and they say, ooh, there's this thing out there called Infusionsoft. Let me just drop everything for 6 more months or a year, move over to Infusionsoft. And the next thing you know, they spent 2 or 3 years of their life working just to get back to where they were before. So, I know that if you're in the situation where you have all these different services you're using, that's fine. That means you can just tack on and add on new things. If there's some better, autoresponder that comes out there, or there's some better retargeting service out there, some paid ad service, you can just tack that on, and you don't have to get yourself stuck just because you thought you had to get yourself unified. So that whole crawl before you run thing is huge because, Dr. Charles has made money from the crappiest sites. Lance and I have made money from the crappiest sites. It doesn't, just because it looks good to you doesn't mean it's going to sell. And so many times, something I thought man, that's not going to sell, but let me just get it out there, and it sold just fine. So we're going to get to membership sites in a second, but first I'm going to give you a quick word from our sponsor.
MembershipCube.com. I'm telling you, this place is the bomb. If you want to make a site that's membership-based, Membership Cube is the right place. MembershipCube.com. You simply can't go wrong. There are too many bad membership sites, so why don't you make one that is right? MembershipCube.com. MembershipCube.com.
All right, now we're back. That is true. You simply can't go wrong. So membership sites, let me give it to you. To set up a membership site, you use WordPress. Don't even argue. Don't go with some other place that hosts it for you, because then it won't be able to do what you want. Self-hosted, and so we use Namecheap to host to register the .com name. We use HostGator to host our websites, to put up the web pages. And once we have those two things, so we have the .com name, someone can type it in, then they go to our web host where the files are stored. We set up this thing called WordPress, which is free. And in Membership Cube, we have a video in there showing how you had to set up WordPress. And so WordPress is a blog journaling kind of tool. And then the cool thing is then we install a plugin called Wishlist Memory. You join Membership Cube, includes Wishlist Memory for free. We actually buy it for you in your name, so you actually have your own copy of it. Our gift to you. You install WordPress, you install Wishlist Member on top of that. So what this ends up doing is, well, you have a blog with content. So content, could be links to PDF files, videos, stuff like that. If someone goes to the site straight up, well, they can't access it. If they're a previous buyer and they can go and log in, cool, they logged in with their own unique username and password. Now they're in, now they get access to that stuff. Cool. They log out and they don't get it anymore. Then, if they are not a member of your site, they can go to what's called a sales letter, click a button, and after they pay you money, they register an account, so they choose their own username and password, and then they get access to the thing they bought. And then the cool thing about this is, let's say you charge one payment, and if they refund, then now they're kicked out. Now that login no longer works, or if it does, they can log in, but there's just nothing there. And then on the other hand, if you have a site that charges monthly, like a $10 a month, $20 a month site, and as soon as if they ever click the cancel button and stop paying you money, then it notifies the membership software and it cancels their account. So same deal, they can't log in. And then if you have what's called a fixed term site, which means that maybe it's $99 once a month for 5 months and it's paid off like a house or a car. Well, if they only make 2 payments and then they stop the payments, well, then it notifies the membership plugin again, and then they're canceled. So that's pretty much, I mean, it doesn't have to be a monthly site. It can just be a site where they pay you $10 one time, $100 one time, they pay, they make an account. If then they cancel, it notifies the site and they're kicked out. So then we use a plugin in Membership Cube called Video Player Plugin, and basically what it allows you to do is you can record your videos using, GoToWebinar, or we prefer Camtasia to record that. And the best kinds of video are your desktop screen, right? Because if you show your webcam, can you really show as much on your pimply face as show on your desktop? I don't think so. And maybe you'll have little clips, like if you're doing, we use real estate. If you have little clips, so you bust out your iPhone and record a quick clip, and then you can drag that video clip off of your iPhone onto what's called Camtasia, and then produce the video in a certain way so that it's not like a humongous file, so that it still has good quality, and you still have the original, but the version of that video that you should give to people is small enough so they can just click the button, plays instantly. All explained in Membership Cube. So we use WordPress, we use Wishlist, we use Video Player to then put whatever videos we have on the site. And even if you're starting small, and even if all you can make right now is just a 30-minute, 60-minute video on just how to quickly flip a house, on just how to quickly join a site called Fiverr.com and to post a job and get hired, on to how to quickly use Craigslist to make money, on this exercise technique to lose weight. Whatever it is, just all you have time for right now is 30, 60 minutes, just do it. And use Video Player to do it. And then, and the cool thing about doing it this way is you can just add on different plugins. So we have a plugin called WP Drip, which allows you to give people a bunch of stuff up front, but then slowly drip it out over time. I know that there's different times. Sure, if you're charging monthly, that's one possibility. But even if you're charging one time, if there's so much stuff, there's no way they'll get to all of it, or you want to reduce refunds or things like that, you can just give them, the first 5 videos, and then they get 1 video a week for the next 10 weeks. And so what's unique about this WP Drip plugin is it will drip the content out based on when they joined, right? So it's not just like you loaded this up and then after a week everyone gets the next video and then everyone gets the next video. No, it depends on when they join. So someone might join in January and then they'll get stuff throughout February, March, April, and someone might join in September and they won't see all that stuff. And then they'll see what they have access to later on in October, November. But just over time, the longer you're in the site, the more it pays out. And then, of course, you can decide, I want to give everyone this video right now. And that's all possible using our WP Drip plugin. So, WordPress, Wishlist, Video Player, WP Drip, and then I guess Namecheap, HostGator, and PayPal to take payments. I know it might seem like a lot of stuff at first, but this way, if say, I don't know, PayPal goes out of business, hopefully not, but then you can switch over to something else if that goes wrong. So then it's a matter of, well, what do you create? And so, if this is your first membership site, just make a mini course. Just make something that's 1 hour and just cover 4 milestones. And if you actually do the milestones, it's tough to keep it under an hour. Even like today's podcast, we're 17 minutes in. I'm talking. I was trying to do another 5-minute one, but I couldn't. And if you have just that much stuff to say, there's no way to. And there's no way to keep it to just 5 or 10 minutes. And I've joined some of these membership sites where you join it, and there's all these clicks and menus and pages and things to click on, and it's full of 55-minute videos. That's a pain in the butt. I have to click on a bunch of stuff to go view it, but what if you just put it all in 1 hour? You go to this webpage, you click the button, and in 40 minutes, in 1 hour, it just plays it, and cool, now I know everything I need to know to learn this new language. Now I can just cover the basics, right? And then if you get really advanced, you can make this 4-part course. So let's say you're making a course on, say, Photoshop, right? But here's the thing, too, is you got to have some kind of unique twist on Photoshop. Because if you just sell on Photoshop, I can just go to, say, lynda.com, and I can just buy a course on Photoshop. I can go to YouTube and see a course on Photoshop. If you were going to make me a course on how to do website graphics, on how to make a banner, how to make icons, how to make I don't know, like advertisements, how to make stuff like that, how to make headlines. Maybe that's a unique twist enough where I can't find that specialized knowledge anywhere else. 4-part course, 1 hour per part. And if you're the kind of person where, if you're still new at this and you want to just have everything planned out, by the way, don't spend more than 10, 20 minutes making your slides or planning this out. It doesn't have to be perfect and professional and polished. So you can do your 4 parts and do them, once a week as a live webinar, or maybe once a day as just you doing your video right then and there. But do your best to keep it under an hour. It's the best if you can make it an hour or less. And then what you can do is just for now, just go to WordPress, and if you've ever seen, you can just add what's called a new post, and it'll just, underneath everything you got, it'll just put another video down there. Put another video. Just to start off, I've sold tons of membership sites, but it was just at the top, first video, underneath, next video, underneath, next video. If you want to get more advanced, in Membership Cube, we show you how to use a free plugin called Table Press. But thing about the free plugin is out of the box. It doesn't have everything you need. But basically, there's this plugin. It's really cool called Table Press, and you can go and make a table. You can say, well, I want to make this table that's 3 columns across and 2 columns down. And so it's basically this, got 6 different little areas, 6 different boxes, and then you can just fill in a link to each video or link to each post if that's all you know how to do. But you just can click around and then make a dashboard looking kind of page. And I think that, some people I log into their sites and I see like this really beautiful dashboard, and early on I was like, whoa, how do I get this? Well, you make a table, one step at a time. First you set up the membership site, you put in the content, and then you can reorganize the content into a table using this plugin called Table Press. And then after that, then you can get even fancier. And we have another plugin only available, well, it's available inside Membership Cube called WP Notepad. So the cool thing about this WP Notepad plugin is people can have a note-taking area underneath each page or post of their site, and it's only viewable to them. So you know how like on a site that you can have this thing called like comments. Like you can go to a blog, someone posted a news article, you can leave a comment. Well, because this is still WordPress, the only difference is it's in a protected area now. People can still leave comments in a members area. And I was looking at our old Membership Cube 1.0 course the other day, and so we do this thing called challenges, right? So we have places where people can leave comments. We'll say, here's the first module on how to set up your membership site. Set it up today. Here's how we made it really simple. And then we make another post saying, well, now it's time for the challenge, the assignment. Because, who wants to do homework? Homework doesn't sound exciting. An assignment sounds like you're at work, right? Homework sounds like school. So we do a challenge. We say, well, we have 4 questions to ask you. 4 questions are going to be, what's the name of your site? Where will you set it up? What's the name of your site? What URL would it be set up at? What's your first post going to be called? And then the final one is always, what time and date will this be finished online? So what we do is we just say, here's the 4 questions. We tell people to leave a quick post answering the 4 questions. It takes 10 seconds. So then we'll make these posts where it's called a challenge, where everyone can just see this and they'll post their answer to these 4 questions. So I was looking back in our Membership Cube course, the very first one we did, and I think I saw like 621 comments under the first post. Oh yeah, and then once they're done, they come back and say, I am done. So sounds great, right? Gets everyone excited, making progress, get all the social proof. But then I looked, so the first post got 621 comments. Then the second one got like 300 something comments. The second one was like adding your first content. And the third one was making a free level. The third one got, I think, about 100 comments on it. And then it's like every module throughout the course, for 8 modules, every time it like cut in half, which is kind of depressing for me. And that's part of what years later led me to, like the last podcast we did, which was be careful about social proof. So what we like to do, and I guess like a replacement for that, because you might not be able to get as many members as I get in a membership site, so you might get way less people leaving comments. You might only get 1 or 2. That's kind of scary, right? So what we've been doing instead is using this plugin, also in Membership Cube, called WP Notepad. So instead of someone posting publicly what they're going to do, they just have their private note-taking area. And then they can go and say, okay, well, I'm going to post my 4 things. Here they are, but no one else sees them. But at least it gets kind of a similar benefit in that you committed to this, you know what your next plan is, your next steps are, And then you can come back to those notes anytime you want. And a lot of people use these notes, like if we say something important in a video, like, well, remember to check this box, or remember to use this phrase, they can just type it in the their special box below the video, and it'll keep them on the same page and all that good stuff. And a lot of people, we've noticed, will say, okay, well, I watched to 23 minutes in the video, I got to come back to this, and they come and log back in again, and that note is still there. So WP Notepad, it has a lot of other cool things, like you can make a list of check boxes, a checklist basically. So if we have like our course for article marketing, we have a checklist for, okay, you've submitted the article to your blog, check. You submitted the article to Easy Articles. People can check off their progress, and once again come back and the checkboxes stay where they are. And now in Membership Cube 3.0, and only for these members, we've turned on a new feature where then you can add in a cool chart. So let's say you make a big long checklist of 20 things someone needs to do. They can check off 8 of them or 10 of them or 12 of them, and this chart will start to fill in right before their eyes as much of what they've checked off as you want. So pretty cool stuff right there, and that helps to what's called gamify the membership experience, right? Because now if it's like they're playing a game, now it's like if they gotta get to the next level, earn points, earn badges, now it's a lot more fun to make that progress, right? And they can get to the finish line faster, right? Because if we're saying, well, here's a course to lose 20 pounds. But if they can just make some quick progress, like throwing out junk food, eating more water, going to the gym 3 times this week, and that graph goes from a bland gray, it starts filling up and gets all these bright colors, whoa, now they're making progress. And you can now track their progress, so you can go and see, all right, well, all these people are stuck at 60%, or they've all checked off this section but not that section. You can see all that stuff using our plugin called WP Notepad. And as we're writing this call down, a couple other quick things, WP Kunaki. So this is also Membership Cube, which you can get by going to membershipcube.com, membershipcube.com, WP Kunaki. This is an address collector. So what you do is you install this plugin, and if someone goes and logs in and they buy, this pop-up appears in front of them. So they go and log it in the paid members area to watch the latest video. Pop-up appears saying, hey, please confirm your mailing address and your website and your phone number. And the phone number and website are optional, but it says, all right, confirm your address. They fill this stuff in, and as soon as they click that button and verify it, and by the way, if they paid, depending on what shopping cart, it might have already filled something in, but now they can just confirm because some of those are out-of-date addresses, but they can fill in, confirm their address, and then it shoots you off an email, and it puts it in the database. Shoots you off an email saying, oh, this person just confirmed their address. So then what you can do is, if you use a service called Send Out Cards, send them brownies, teddy bear, postcards, something like that. If you have a book, you can use Amazon or Lulu to send them, or Kunaki to send them something physical in the mail. Or you can, if you have their phone number, you can call them on the phone, or hire someone on Odesk to do that for you, and just say thanks for joining, stuff like that. But WP Kunaki will collect their address, and in Membership Cube 3 will also allow you to create a directory of everyone in your site. So if you have something where like you want other members to get to know each other, or if you want to have some kind of a certification program, and you say, all right, well, now I've certified you as a weight loss person for this course, and if someone else is looking for weight loss help, well, then now they can just go to this directory, and everyone who's graduated from my course, everyone who's on this certain level of my membership site, now it just lists them all, and now this added benefit. So not only can someone join the course and learn all this weight loss stuff, but now you can help others. Kind of a cool thing. So lots of possibilities there using WP Kunaki, the address collector. And I mean, we can go on and on about different plugins and services. What I've been using lately is a free one called UptimeRobots.com. It's free, and you can basically set this stuff up so that if your website ever crashes or goes down, even for 5 minutes, it will email you, it will send you a text message, all kinds of good stuff. And that's one of those things where I know once we get to the point where we're putting on WordPress and taking orders, we want to make sure our sites are up and running. So UptimeRobot.com. Plugin Dashboard is another cool site which unifies all these plugins. This is my plugin. You install this, and it puts checkboxes everywhere, and you say, all right, cool, I want to install the membership plugin, I want to install Table Press, I want to install Video Player, WP Drip, WP Notepad, WP Kunaki. Literally, everything we talked about today. You just check these boxes, and it goes and grabs them for you if you're a paying member of those websites, and then installs them for you in just a couple of seconds. And then finally, Backup Creator. And that's also one of those ones in Plugin Dashboard. The coolest thing about Membership Cube is that we give you membership clones. So you log into Membership Cube, and we give you our Backup Creator plugin. And because you're a member of Membership Cube, it turns on a couple extra features. So if you want to pull down a sales letter template, you can. If you want to pull down a single payment site and all the plugins and all the customizations for that, you can. Or a fixed term site, or a coaching site, or a continuity site, you just choose which clone you want to install, you do it, and then boom. Now I've got WordPress installed, now I've got Wishlist and Video Player and Drip and Table Press and Notepad, and maybe even I've put in a couple of videos already for you, and maybe I've put in a couple of pages and posts for you, and some of the things on the sidebar, and some of the checkboxes for WP Notepad, and all that is available for you inside of Membership Cube 3.0. So thanks for tuning in today for the Robert Plank Show, the ultimate membership site plan to create an autopilot income. Join us right now. Don't wait. I gave you all this stuff. You owe me now. Just kidding. But don't wait. Do it right now while it's still fresh in your mind. Go to membershipcube.com. membershipcube.com. Join us for the next episode of the Robert Plank Show, Instant Content Creation Secrets. Join Membership Cube right now. I'm Robert Plank, and thanks for listening. Bye now.